Going across now to Addis Ababa, speak to our correspondent Maria Gerth-Niculescu, who joins us from there. Maria, as I said, it is very difficult, isn't it, getting information out of the area. What do we know for sure, though?
Exactly. The areas in the Amhara region under Tigrayan control are facing a complete communications blackout, so very difficult to verify any accounts. But from what we know so far, this new offensive by the Ethiopian government, by forces from the Amhara region, are targeting areas in Amhara that are controlled by Tigrayan forces. Tigrayan rebels had taken control of those areas, especially areas around the border with Tigray about 3 months ago. So far, the Ethiopian government has not explicitly confirmed these new attacks, but in any case, with the end of the rainy season in northern Ethiopia, it was to be expected that the government would try to push the Tigrayan rebels back and push again into Tigray, because the ceasefire that had been announced by the Ethiopian government in Tigray last June was declared temporary officially to allow farmers to plow their land during the rainy season. But over the past few months, the Ethiopian army had integrated a lot of new recruits, had purchased a new armament, and so the ultimate goal of this new offensive will probably be to regain control over territories inside of Tigray, and so intensified fighting is to be expected over the next weeks.
Maria, remind us where we are with this conflict and what it's all about, because we've spoken about it an awful lot over the past year, but it's been relatively quiet, hasn't it, for the last month or so?
Yeah, so just to give you an overview, this military conflict started in Tigray in November 2020. That's almost 1 year ago. It followed a very intense political rows between the government of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and the TPLF, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the ruling party in Tigray, but also the party that had been dominating Ethiopia's political scene until Abiy Ahmed came to power in 2018. And what ultimately triggered this conflict was an attack by the TPLF on the army's northern command, which was stationed in Tigray. The TPLF said it was a preemptive strike to defend themselves, but the Ethiopian government denies this. It said that the TPLF is responsible for the situation and that the government had to intervene after this attack on the northern command. Shortly after the conflict started, the Ethiopian army gained control over the regional capital, Mekele, but last June, Tigrayan forces took back most of the region. The Ethiopian army decided to pull back and to declare a unilateral ceasefire. So since this summer, fighting has stopped within Tigray, but has spread to neighboring Afar and Amhara region. And of course, all these fightings have largely impacted the civilian populations across those three regions and created a very grave humanitarian crisis there.
Maria, thanks so much. Maria Gerth-Niculescu speaking to us there from Addis Ababa.